Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. I'm your host, Bernadette, and joining me today is Ernelita the Comos. Did I say it right? How are you?
Yes, I'm doing well, Bernadette. How about you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm underwater, but I'm great. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. This is your second time.
I think this is the third time
It
actually. You
is?
and I,
But,
yes, with the
oh,
second time was with Steve.
oh, yes. Yes, I remember. We go way back.
We do. It's been years, I believe.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really cool.
Yes.
So yeah, Ernie, can you tell people a little bit more about you, especially those who haven't watched your episode yet?
It would be my great pleasure. Hello, everyone. My name is Ernelita da Kumos. I am also known as Ernie. Everyone calls me Ernie. It's easier to pronounce, but I am the founder and CEO of Confidently You LLC. I am an international speaker and radio show host, certified speaker, coach, trainer, and facilitator through the Maxwell Leadership Team. And I am an enthusiast when it comes to personal development.
Nice, that's awesome. How is your show going? Your show with Steve?
Yes, the show is called The Leader's Edge, and we have been around for quite some time now. I think if I'm calculating it correctly, it's been 2 years, 5 months, 10 days, and I'm not gonna count the hours. We're doing great. Doing
That's so
great.
cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yes.
Really cool. Yeah. So Ernie, what is your journey when it comes to what you do? Because the leadership co-hosting radio show you guys do is connected to your faith.
Mm. I think, oh, where do you want me to start? um,
Anywhere.
the journey, my journey started like a few years ago when um you experience something. When it comes to my faith, i I am a firm believer that God communicates. He is a great communicator. We are not great listeners. So and because of that, he when things go awry, he will make it very obvious. And in my journey, I experienced this black hole in my chest. It's not literal, it's metaphorical when you feel that void in you. And what happens is I was becoming a person I don't want to be. And in order to fill that black hole, I searched for everything. I went to a doctor for professional advice. The doctor looked at me and said, "Why are you coming to me? You're completely healthy. There's nothing wrong with you."
Mhm.
I seek spiritual, which is holistic healing. It helped a little bit, but the the transformation didn't start fully until I hired a coach. And it was a 2 month rigorous work on myself, getting to know myself, and the black hole vanished.
Mhm.
And the reason why it vanished is because I learned that I was not focusing on me. And it's very normal in our culture, right? It's very
Yeah.
normal as human beings. We cater to everyone else. We take care of everything else around us except for ourselves.
Yeah.
And because of that, I dove into, and it's not selfish. I've learned that it's not selfish.
Yeah.
And the reason, I just wanted to debunk that myth that if you prioritize yourself, it's very selfish. It is not, because you cannot give what you do not have. We have to fill our own cup in order for us to overflow on other people. So
Mm.
that's how my journey started.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. So you're a new author. Can you tell us more of what inspired you to write the book you wrote? And
Mhm.
who is it for and what is it about?
Yes. Newly authored, I published the book. Actually, I have it. It's Unapologetically You: How to Stop Shrinking and Discover the Power Within You. And it coincides with the beginning of my journey as far as developing that black hole. Who it is for is I wanted to have a book. It's a book I wish I had when I had my journey.
Mm.
It's a book for people who used to be like me, who did not prioritize themselves, but they're high achieving women, despite of all the achievements that they have achieved in life or the success that they have achieved in life. they still question their worth. They still question their authenticity, their voice, their boundaries.
Yeah.
That is who the book is for. I speak, I teach, as much as possible, try to portray the self confidence that is required, encompassing all of those things, all of the teachings in the book. But I'm only one person. Hence, the writing of the book came into play. I wanted to be able to influence and impact people who I cannot reach or whom I will probably never meet.
Yeah.
But with the, with the access to the book, they will have that guidance, they will have that jolt, they will have that inspiration in order to move forward based on the teachings on the book.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for sharing. Can you walk us through some of the different chapters, if you don't mind, and kind of break down what you can when it comes to the message that you're putting out for those who are going to be purchasing your book?
Yes. So the book is a way to self confidence. It's not the way to self confidence, it's a way to self confidence. I am a firm believer that there are different ways to gain your self confidence. But
Mm,
before I go over the contents of the book, I wanted to do a difference. So there is confidence and there's self confidence.
mm,
Confidence is, and this is one of the chapters of the book, it's uh, the chapter where it says, do you know you are confident? So, confident is external.
mhm,
It is based on the successes, the skills, the talents that we already have within ourselves. And you have the confidence in you, like you, Bernadette, you have done multiple episodes of your podcast, right? So, you have the full confidence to interview people. That is confidence. Now, self confidence is internal. It's having the conviction, having the trust in yourself that regardless of the uncertainty, regardless of what other people will say, you
mm.
will still show up as you are, not trying to fit in, not trying to silence yourself. That is self confidence.
Yeah,
So the chapter of the book is actually broken down in order to teach us the core values of self confidence. The first chapter is, do you know you?
mm,
It's about knowing yourself, your skills, your talents, your weaknesses, your flaws. The second one is, do you know what you are meant to do?
yeah,
It talks about purpose, right? There's I don't remember who said the quote itself, but there's two defining moments in our lives: the day we're born and the day we find out why. So that's what the second chapter is about. The third one is, do you know the people around you? And if you're going to ask me, well, Ernie, this is about you book, why is there, why are we talking about other people around us? And that's because it takes an army to get you where you want to be. It's not just
yeah,
you. It's the people who are also um, influencing you.
yeah.
So do you know the people around you? And there's a teaching there, battery drainers and battery chargers. I will not share it because I want you to buy the book. Um,
Yeah,
the next chapter is, do you love you? This is very heavy. Do you love you? The voices, the conversations that you have in yourself, it matters because it shows how much you love yourself or how much you don't love yourself.
yeah,
The fifth chapter is, do you prioritize yourself? I kind of touched on this earlier, but does a deep dive on what prioritizing yourself looks like.
yeah.
And do you have a secret? The next one is, do you have a secret too? We all have a secret, and in this chapter, I actually shared a secret that I don't talk about, but I know that it made me who I am today. The confident. I mean, it's a journey. I'm not gonna say that I'm fully confident, but it is a journey that gone through,
Yeah.
and that has something to do with molestation at a very young age. So
Mhm.
that's what the chapter is about. Do you forgive you? Oh, this is huge.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the next chapter.
Yeah.
With
Wow.
everything that we have done, the self beating, the self sabotage, the, going on a downward spiral, having the bad conversations with yourself, and at the end of those conversations, you're the worst person in the world.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
have to sit down and actually have that moment to forgive ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I will share the next chapter, but I will not. I touched on chapter 9, but chapter 8 is, do you trust you?
Mhm.
This is huge because it's the core teaching of self-confidence. And I've given tools as to how you can trust yourself again, or how to, ignite that trust that we all need.
Yeah.
And it's more so on decision making. We doubt ourselves, we second guess ourselves. And lastly is, do you know your worth? Knowing your worth is imperative, because we can have all the confidence in ourselves, but we don't know our worth. We
Yeah.
will shrink, we will hide, and we will silence ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I'm speechless.
It's a lot.
Wow. Wow. It's like having a very healthy meal. And that's what your book is. It's
Mm-hmm.
nourishing, it's
Mm-hmm.
healing, and it provides a different perspective of the self. I
Yep.
love that you use you and then the way you question and put it, because some of us don't know who we are. I'm still learning
Mm-hmm.
who I am.
Yep.
And also most of us, we were brought up in cultures and situations that
Mm-hmm.
that forced us to not live in our own skin, and for us to
Yes.
walk in our parents' path. In many culture, many situations, many children, they
Mm-hmm.
do what their parents want them to do, to be a
Yes.
doctor, to be a nurse, to be this, to be
Mm-hmm.
that. But in the process, it was never asked, what do you want to be?
Yep. Yep.
It was never asked. And therefore, as adults, we grow up, we don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for challenging us to dive deeper into ourselves, to believe in ourselves, and most importantly, to get to know who we are. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It's my great pleasure. It's one of those things, and I do agree, Bernadette. I think the question should be, who did your parents want you to be? Is not who you want to be, right?
Yeah.
And it's very common. I've seen studies wherein people became the profession that they are based on what their parents want them to be, a lineage of lawyers, lineage of doctors, or whatever that high profession is, or business honors. Um, Not realizing what it is that they truly want.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's getting lost. And, there's individuals who did not have that lineage, and they're now at a loss. Okay, what do I want with my life? Because I really don't know what it is. And the book itself also shows um, how you can figure out that person that you are meant to be.
Yeah.
So it's covering that both aspect of our lives. And there is a teaching there, a human design by oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Um, it's a book by Zoe, I believe, and it teaches you your human design. And my human design is manifesting generator. Manifesting generator. I used to beat myself up because I would start something new. I love learning things,
Yeah.
starting something new, but my problem is I don't ever finish.
Ooh.
I don't know if anyone can relate to this.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
start reading a book and I will not finish it. I would start scrapbooking and I will not finish it.
Yeah.
And yes, it looks very productive, but inside, I'm like, what is wrong with you? You just want to start everything, but you don't ever finish. It's like it's never an accomplishment. And I've learned that my human design is, if it's no longer stimulating to me, I need to move on because I'm
Yeah.
not fulfilling my purpose.
Yeah.
I am okay to learn something new, use the teachings from that and apply it to the next one,
Yeah.
but it's consistently learning, not consistently finishing.
Mm.
And my God, that burden of, blaming myself,
Hmm.
telling myself that I'm just a starter, I'm never a finisher, vanished because I've learned that this is my personality. I just need to capture data from there and I need to use it for something else.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Thank you for sharing. I was laughing earlier because it's like you are speaking to me. Like literally. That's the power of us sharing our experiences and stories. I paint,
Yes.
I do many other things. Specifically painting, I call it ADHD for artists.
Yes.
Because I start something and then I don't always finish it because
Mhm.
it's no longer exciting for me. And then I
Yes.
deal with the aftermath and the consequences of self sabotage and the way
Mm-hmm.
I think about it, the way I talk to myself about it, is just unreal. But I'm learning that. And
Mm-hmm.
also, most of the time, people from the outside can see more than we ourselves can see
Yep.
because people love my paintings. There
Mm-hmm.
are different paintings. I'm like, are you for real? Because I don't see what you see, and that is where the lesson is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to ask you, Bernadette, were there a was there a moment wherein you didn't want to, you do not want to hang that painting because it's not perfect yet,
Oh, all the time.
right?
All the time. I'm like, I could put more into that. And
Yes.
I'm learning and growing. I have to catch myself when I'm processing that kind of thought. I'm trying to be very careful how I speak to myself, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
mentally or
Yep.
verbally, because whatever I believe, it goes for everybody. Whatever you
Mm-hmm.
believe, whatever you say to yourself, it is so much more true to you than to other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we say that we are our own worst critic, right? We always, always, always
Yeah.
criticize ourselves, regardless of what other people around us say about us. It's always us beating ourselves down, bullying ourselves. And hence the book, the chapter of Do You Love You is more so of giving yourself grace, giving yourself forgiveness because it's important. I had those conversations wherein I've told myself, "Are you stupid? Why did you do that?
Mm.
Why do you keep making the same mistake? Why didn't you do this?" It's just you'll never learn the conversations that you have in your head, and at the end of that conversation, you're like the worst person, and you just wanted to hide
Mm.
from everyone, like you can't do anything right.
Yeah, yeah. Let's marry together chapter 2 and chapter 3. All right. Chapter 2 is, do you know what you are meant to do? And then
Yes.
tying with it is, do you know the people around you? I'm gonna tie this with society,
Mm,
culture, expectation, low self-esteem, blame, low self-worth, all of it.
yeah.
Most of us, we think we know the people around us, but
Mm,
all of us at some point in our lives, we were masked. And it
yes.
is very painful and
Mm-hmm.
vulnerable to take that down.
It is.
Yeah.
And I mentioned the teaching earlier. Okay, I'll share it. So there, and this is it. This is what I would love for the listeners to actually take away, at least this one. Um, in life, you will face two different types of people. There's battery drainers and battery chargers. Battery drainers are the people who are naysayers, who finds fault at everything, who would say you can't do it, it's not possible. These are the peoples who will wear you down. Battery chargers, on the other hand, will push you, will uplift you, will motivate you, will inspire you, will remind you to stay grounded, even. These are the people who are charging your batteries. Um, Identifying those types of people in your lives are very important. Now, what the teaching is, once you have identified the battery chargers in your life, hang out with them some more because it will push you to your fullest.
Yeah.
Now, the other teaching on the battery drainers, I I teach that do not hang out with them as much. Not do not hang out with them fully. And the reason being is these can be your family members,
Oof.
right? These could be your loved ones. But the teaching in that is be the battery charger in your life,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
That,
Level yourself up to become their battery charger instead of them being your battery drainer.
mm,
So
yeah.
identifying those two things is valuable. Instead of you putting a mask in yourself, identifying those and how you show up in front of them is what will matter.
Ooh, I love that. Which ties into chapter 5. Do you prioritize yourself?
Mm. uh, yes. So again, so these are teachings, right? Teachings on how you will show up, how to become self-confidence, prioritizing yourself, is setting boundaries.
Yeah. Yeah.
Setting boundaries. A friend wanting to hang out with you,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
you don't want to. Are you going to say no or are you going to say yes? And in my story, I did not know this. This happened years and years ago. I have a set of friends, and it's becoming to a point wherein I dread hanging out with these friends, not
Hmm.
knowing why, but I think subconsciously my body knows why. It's because of the negativity, the sad stories that are over and over and over again, instead of it being problem solution. It's like problem, 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 problem,
Yeah.
not listening to the solution.
Yeah.
So, um, one of the teachings that stuck with me over time is by Miss Debs Enslinger, and she defined boundaries as boundaries is not how to be bound,
Mm,
it's showing how you want to be held and how people will experience moments with you.
mm. Wow. Mic drop. Wow. Wow. That's so powerful. It is.
Mm-hmm.
I well, I still sort of struggle with boundaries. I've
Mm-hmm.
read many different books about it
Mm-hmm.
because tied with boundaries, I used to experience guilt
Yes.
before because I set boundaries. Therefore, I am this, and that. And there's narcissists that will make it feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
It could be anybody, family, friends, and whatnot. They'll make you look like you're the bad person because you're putting your foot down, you're setting boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
people are not going to always be happy with your boundaries, but I encourage you to stay firm in it
Mm-hmm.
because it's healthy, it's needed.
Yes, and it's either other people or you. Again, you cannot give what you don't have. So if you keep showing up for these people who are not charging your battery, right? It's
Yeah.
not as fruitful for you. But at the end of the day, it's finding the right people in your life. Yes, we feel guilt, and it's normal. We're human
Mhm.
beings. Yes, we will feel guilty when we set those boundaries. But look at this. Listen to this clearly. You're opening space for people who are meant to be parts of your life. You're opening space to do the things that you are supposed to do, things that are uplifting, things that
Yeah.
will be fulfilling for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that feel? How will that make you feel? And how can that impact how you show up on others?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I agree. So powerful. Yeah, yeah. How are we doing for time? I want to be respectful of your time because I know you're a busy woman.
I think we still have 10 minutes.
Oh, nice. 10 minutes, we can take it a long way. Is there anything you'd like to share? Anything else relating to what we're talking about?
Yes, I think I just wanted to focus more on you, the most important person in the room. I know there's a lot of myth, there's a lot of disbelief, there's a lot of things that um, is set as far as expectations on us
Mhm.
because of society. But
Yeah,
the thing is, at the end of the day, what matters most is focusing on yourself, not what everyone else is saying, not what everything, how everything is around us. Focus on you, because when we do that, you are one less lonely, afraid, fearful person.
yeah,
And when people see that, you actually exude that confidence. You
yeah,
will exude that impact, and people will be more curious. people, and then they will come to you and say, hey, how do you do this? How do you do that? Because again, the teaching is you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot show up if you are not that person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
focus on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. So your book is out, right? Can you share
Yes.
some positive experiences and reviews that people have shared with you?
Yes, multiple ones. I think there's one that really resonate with me the most. Um, I have this he's not a mentee, but he does follow my teachings a lot, and he is um a very well educated man with 5 degrees in his belt. But it's more so of after reading the book, he realizes that he is not showing up as himself. And I love this because this man has a huge vocabulary, well educated, right? And he does not use curse words. Okay. Does not use curse words.
Yeah.
But in my book, in Do You Trust You, there is a teaching there
Mhm.
that when you're making a decision, if it's not a, I will be gentle, but you have to read the book to see what word I use. If it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no.
Mm. Yeah.
If you have a yes, but then it's a no.
Yeah.
And after reading that, that's when he's like, hell, what everyone says. I will show up as me. This is who I am. I will not please others as long as I'm doing right by others. So
Mm.
that's one of the greatest um,
Yeah.
feedback I have received. And I was like, I hope it's not bad for everyone else around him, but it's really important that we do focus on ourselves first so
Yeah.
that we can serve other people, because it will, you know how they say the generational trauma is out there. It does
Yeah.
happen, and
Yeah.
that's because of the fears, the knowledge, the things that we have learned at a very young age. We carry that through from our parents, from grandparents, now passed on to the kids. If we can stop that and we can break that cycle within us, imagine the impact and the change that it will help, that it will show to our future generations.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. That's awesome. So where's your book available at? Is it online, Amazon?
Yep, it is available on Amazon. And I'm working on getting it as an audiobook because I know there are, like me, loves listening to audiobook. So
Yeah.
I'm working on getting it on audiobook,
Yeah.
hopefully soon, but it is available on Amazon right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm more of an audio listener because I literally don't have the time, but I listen
Yes.
to music all the time. I have
Hmm.
Audible and I'm always listening to something. Can I sit to read it? No. So that's
I
awesome.
recognize that. I definitely recognize it because I am one of those people.
Yeah.
And Mr. Steele, Steve Steele, my co-host on The Leader's Edge, ruined me for the rest of my life because he would he would buy the book. He would buy also the Audible for the book, and he would at his luxury, if he has the time, he
Yeah.
would read and listen to the book at the same time. I
Yeah.
do not have that luxury. So, but I do the same thing now. I buy the book and I buy the Audible.
I do that too.
I
Yeah. Yeah.
do you have books wherein you bought the book, never opened them, but finished listening to them?
Oh, I get my books at the library.
Okay, yes,
So
yes,
it's
yes.
free and then I get free Audible credits. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. So those are the strategies. I do recognize that there are busy individuals who uses Audible, so I wanted the book to be available that way too.
Yeah, yeah, awesome. Well, we're gonna wrap up here. I think I have three more questions. We'll figure it out. Um, my first question, though, I'm trying to think and process how to articulate this. Um, can you tie the entire message of the book with your faith and the purpose of it? When
Mm,
someone picks it up, they may know you, not know you. They're gonna be reading it. They're gonna be like, wow, this is me. She's talking to me. How did she know I went through this?
yeah.
But if they have a faith in God, maybe they want to hear your perspective as well on how did you walk by faith to continue to do what you do and to write the book. It's a gift, really, to write it.
Hmm. I would like to share something that's very important to me. And this is not just the book, this is in everything. I had the vision. Again, I shared earlier that I had this black hole in my chest, and I hired a coach. At the end of that coaching journey, I was asked by my coach a very profound question, and she said, if you have everything in this world, the freedom, the money, and the resources, what would you do with your life?
Mhm.
And I just blurted out of nowhere, I want to help women from different countries realize that they have what it takes to live the life that they wish for. I don't know what that meant at that time, but in the same evening, I had this vision of speaking in front of people.
Mm,
Now, in this time of my life, I was a shy introvert. I stutter when I have to speak in front of people. I do not raise my hand. I shrink, I hide, I silence myself.
mm,
So in my journey, I have learned that there's three ways on how. Well, okay, so I learned confidence from Mel Robbins, and she said that it's having the courage to turn thought into action and doing it over and over again. I leveraged on that, and I said, well, okay, all I have to have is courage to have to have confidence, right?
yeah.
Well, how do you gain courage?
Mm,
There's three things that I have learned on how to gain that courage.
yeah.
One is the courage from other people's belief in you. These are people who are uplifting you, pushing you, and making path for you.
Yeah.
Second is the belief in yourself.
Yeah.
The third is the belief in a higher power,
Mm,
which is my faith.
yeah.
I would have never gone through the journey that I have gone through. I would have never learned more about myself, the people that I wanted to be with, how to handle myself, and how to make the decisions without that courage from my faith.
Yeah.
And when we leverage on our faith, we find the peace. This is my peace is considered as my North Star. I do not make decisions if there is uncertainties, if there is noise in my head.
Yeah.
But once I find the peace, regardless of how scary the journey will look,
Yeah.
once I have that peace, I have my green light. Hence
Yeah.
the manufacturing of the book, the writing of the book, all the teachings in the book are actually from the journey by walking through my faith, by believing that regardless of how hard, because I always say I am not in a convincing business, I am in a teaching business. The
Mm,
journey is not easy. It's
yeah.
very hard, but it's worth it because again, I'm focusing on you, the person listening to this podcast. And if we do not have the courage to walk by faith, to walk by whatever belief that we have,
Mhm.
we will live in that darkness, in that corner, in that silence place, and you will not live the happy person that you are meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So powerful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
It's a long-winded answer, but there's a
Oh, I love it. I
there's a
love it.
journey.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
My other question for you is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Oh my gosh. And I will connotate this with the meaning of success too, meaning of life and success. Um, we have this misconception that life living or American dream, as they call it, is to have all the material things, the richness, the house, the car, whatever the case is. For me, the meaning of life is freedom. Freedom to do the things that I want to do, freedom to help other individuals, um, freedom to voice my own opinions, freedom to be myself without thinking about what other people will say about me.
Yeah.
And for me, success is making an impact and sharing those things that I have learned over time to other people so that they can live the same way as I did or in their own version.
Mhm. Yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Last
Oh,
question for you. Where on social media are you hanging out? Are you on Facebook, Instagram? Tell us where people can find you.
Yes, I am on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, um, and I also have my own website, confidently.club. I had to think about it, but I am on those platforms. I tried TikTok. It's just too much. I no, it's too much to handle. So LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and I do have my own website.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. Well, Ernie, thank you so much for
Mhm.
coming on the podcast. Again, come back anytime. Thank you
Will
for
do.
crafting this amazing gift that you're gifting me, my audience, and the world. Continue to do the work that you do. I can't wait to see how much God has uh, given you, how much
Mhm.
blessings that you're going to be pouring and continue to pour into people. So thank you.
Thank you, Bernadette.
You're welcome.